People tell us every week that our information has helped save their life. If you agree that this is helpful information, please like, share, and most of all, subscribe, because nothing makes a channel like subscriptions.
So we had a video recently with Mark Bentley, and it was basically, why do we floss? And it became pretty clear. You floss if you want to keep your teeth, if you want to keep your health, if you want to avoid heart attacks, strokes, and dementia. Because if you don't floss, you give bacteria a great place to incubate, to create acid, to break down your gums and your teeth, and to start getting into your bloodstream. I'm not going to go any further into detail on that, because on this video, we're going to talk about how to floss. Mark, do you want to just remind the folks about your background, who you are, and why you're telling us this?
My name is Mark Bentley, and I've been a dentist for just short of 50 years. I'm still practicing, and we have a large practice in a small town in Ohio, and I absolutely love my job. At this point in time, it's absolutely fun. I mentioned to you before, we had an enlightening moment with COVID being off for 11 weeks. I decided that I had to have a reason to get back to work, but I also had this epiphany as what the root source of my income was for all these years, and it comes down to collecting food between the teeth. Any being that has teeth and has the ability to eat is going to collect food between the teeth. In today's world of technology, you would think that there'd be this wonderful machine. We could put this blue light on our teeth and all the food between our teeth would dissolve. It's not there. It's a mechanical method that we can use. It's called flossing, and a lot of you have tried it. A lot of you get frustrated. I'm here today to show you my technique. Doesn't mean it's the right technique, but it has worked so well for me for so many years. I've trained so many of my patients who've been crazy enough to stay with me for 49 years and see great results with that. I will show it to you. It's a very, very simple method, and here we go. So flossing, it starts with a dental floss. I have tried out many different varieties of teeth over the years, but so long ago that I've settled on the one brand and the one type of floss that I just absolutely love it. I've been frustrated with many other different types. Let's just put it that way. And what I use is one made by Reach. It's Johnson & Johnson. It's called Dento Tape. Comes in a large roll. This roll should last you months and months. So something for you to consider. It's a very thick floss, heavily waxed. Some controversy on whether the wax would catch more food. I seriously do not believe that. With the example of my mouth, at my age of 75, I've had very few cavities in the last 50 years, so I like it. But what I will do with this roll of floss, I'm going to take out 18 to 24 inches, and I just heard today that another good way to say it, make it shoulder length, okay? Cross your shoulders. And I'm going to step back away from the camera a little bit because I want to show you finger positions and even arm positions on how to do this. This is a very simple way of doing this. I'm not sure all hygienists will agree with what I do, but it surely works for me and for my patients. So I take 18 to 24 inches, and I am going to hold this with my 3 fingers on each side here. I am going to make an L with my elbows. Step back a little further here. Again, L with my fingers and an L with my elbows and an L with my fingers. Then I wind it up
On your finger.
on my fingers until I get about 3 inches, and I'm holding it right here, 3 inches. I'll take the end of my thumb and the end of my finger, 1 inch forward, you're jumping the gun. Bring my elbows in, and the thumb and the forefingers, it's on the end of my thumb and forefingers. What I didn't tell you, please wash your hands before you do this. So I've got the forefinger and the thumb. One rule from this point on, the forefinger is always in the middle of your mouth. Now I'm going to start on my left side. I'm going to do it normal speed. I'm going to, the action occurs in the middle of my mouth with my finger on the left side and occurs with my thumb on the right side. So I will show you quickly and then I will show you slowly. I put the forefinger in the middle of my mouth. I can very easily go clear back to the back of my mouth around the last 2.
So that's all the way behind the last 2. It's tempting to like that. Did you just finish that whole side?
Yes, I did. Now I'm going to do it again. I speak. There you go.
Look at that.
So now I'm going to do the other side, but I'm going to switch from that thumb and forefinger, put the forefinger in the middle of my mouth. I'm going to put floss clear back at the back of my teeth. And this time the thumb did the action. Down below. Now I will show you this in slow motion in a sec. Down below, it's 2 forefingers, no thumb. So the forefinger has to be in the middle of the mouth. The golden rule, forefinger is always in the middle of the mouth. Here.
Why do you do it differently on the bottom
Lower jaw, because you can't get your thumb around to do that. There's 2 forefingers on the lower jaw. I did that in fast motion. Let's do it in slow motion so you can really see what's happening. And I'm going to try to get a little more close up here to do this. So I am going to create a C shape with the floss as I seesaw it back through the teeth very gently. All right, okay. I pour it around the tooth. I hug the tooth. I go under the gum. The gum is shaped like a pyramid, and it's called a papilla. This is a very tender place to the mouth, and it's easily damaged. If you were to go straight up, but as you go around the tooth, under the gum, you're flushing and cleaning out the debris, food, the garbage, and all the bacteria, most of the bacteria. My point is you're cleaning it much more thoroughly. The gums will toughen. It's tender at first, but as you practice this, it gets much better. Now, what you didn't see also, as I go through the mouth and I've got the floss and I'm holding it this way, every 4 to 6 teeth, I'm doing this. I am unwinding, I'm rewinding. That's the idea. For grip purpose, for the 24 inches, you need that to hold it, but you're also doing the winding and unwinding, which allows you to have fresh floss as you do it, as opposed to a tooth floss pick. You can really get that very tight, and you can do that seesaw motion as you saw it down through the teeth. You did not learn how to ride a bicycle on the first try. You and your dad or your mother went out on a grassy hill, and they coached you down that hill knowing that you would probably fall. And you did. Flossing is the same way. You have to practice. It takes time, it takes practice, but once you do it, it's a blindingly simple motion. You're going to have to at first use a mirror. Later, you just get the engrams of your memory. Just your fingers know exactly where to go. It's a nice thing to do. It actually feels terrifically good. So I think flossing is something I just can't live without. At this point in time in my life, I do it just so easily. But for me personally, I do it right before bed. It's the last thing I do. And then I get up and I floss and I brush my teeth before I do anything else. And I call that stupid flossing, because I want that taste of the toothpaste in my mouth, but I'm not going to use a brush or toothpaste unless I floss. So therefore, I call it stupid flossing. I'm sorry. But then I'm going to have breakfast. I'm going to floss again. I'm with my patients. I always imagine that I have bad breath 2 or 3 times a week. I'm sure I will. But my point is, this is the way to have a clean mouth.